Okay. Jesus Christ. I just took 2 weeks off from doing reviews because I was so sick and tired of watching shitty movies. And then I come back and, like, what is it with June? Has June become the new fucking January for shitty movie month? Like, Jesus Christ. And even if you go in, like, 2-3 weeks down the road here, like, nothing looks good. Nothing jumps off the page at me. Like, I can usually tell if a movie's going to be shit or not just by, reading about it. But my God, like, there's nothing. There's hardly anything on the horizon. I'm like, okay, June, you are the new January. And then when I saw the trailer for this movie and I said, there's no way this movie's going to be good. It might have like a little fucking smidgen of good in there somewhere. But when I sat down and watched the movie, it was all just whisked away in the first 5 seconds of this movie when the fucking Uncorked logo came across the screen. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. Listen, like, fuck my life, man. Like, I just took 2 weeks off because of shitty horror movies, and now I'm back talking and ranting about shitty horror movies. Like, my God. Like, okay, so this movie was originally called Rightful, and then I'm assuming that Uncorked bought it and changed the fucking name, for distribution or whatever. They picked it up and changed the name to Blackstock Boneyard. Whatever, that's fine. Usually when movies have to change their name, though, right there, that's not a good sign. Okay, something's up. But goddamn, man, there is like an inkling of hope in this movie, but it's just so poorly put together that you are honestly taken out of this movie in the first 5 minutes. Like, holy crap! Two things. I base my YouTube channel around low budget movies and trying to defend the ones that deserve to be defended. I have seen thousands of low budget horror movies, from zero budget to like micro budget to like low budget, all those categories. Okay, I know what goes into a movie and I know what makes a movie good and what makes a movie shit. I rave about the good ones that deserve it, and I rant about the ones that I can tell are lazy and just, nobody really wants to be there. They're just there to get a paycheck, and it's like, holy fuck. And this is one of those movies, man. Like, I get it. I'm sure they had like a $10 budget, a semi-good idea that's been done 100 times before. There's nothing new in this movie, that's for sure. I'll get to that in a minute. But the acting in this movie is fucking terrible. Like, I can't even pick out one performance that was worthy of talking about being good. It's like, did anyone, and I know this might come across as insulting, but like I say in all my movies, first of all, just go watch the trailer, okay? And you can see what I'm talking about as far as shitty acting, but go try and sit through an hour and 20 minutes of this horrendous reading a script or cue cards off screen, unable to perform during a scene that's supposed to be terrifying while you're being attacked by these two brothers back from the dead, and it looks like you hardly even give a fuck that they're there. It's horrendous. The acting is fucking horrendous in this. Did any of you, actors or actresses in this movie, did any of you go to fucking acting school? Any of you? And if you did any of you receive a grade higher than an F? Like, Jesus Christ. This is what makes or breaks a low-budget horror movie, is first of all the story, okay? Because you have to have a good story. It's not always put forth on the screen the way maybe the director wanted it to because lack of budget, which is obviously the case here. But Jesus Christ, you have to kind of, if you know you have a low-budget movie going in and you're not going to be able to pull off all the stuff that you want to, and you're going to surround your movie with a large portion of conversation, at least have some people in there that can fucking act. This movie's got nobody. Like, I could act better than these people. I'm like, holy fuck. Oh, anyways, okay, let's get through this. It's directed by Andre Alpha. or Alpha, sorry, written by Stephen George. And let me give the synopsis. Based on a true story. Okay, that's fine. I'll give it. But how many movies? All you need is like a 10-second clip in your movie, you know, and you can say that it's based on a true story. So I don't know how real this is. I know there's like a documentary or something they made about this movie after the fact, about making it. So I'm sure there's some story plucked from 100 years ago or the 1800s or whenever it was, based around these brothers. And if that's the case, I mean, that's cool. Okay, so that's what you're basing your story around. And again, I said there was like an inkling of hope in here for this movie, and it is the story, okay? But just the way it's put together, man, it is it's a laughing stock. It really, but anyways, okay. Sorry. Based on a true story in South Carolina, 1913, brothers Thomas and Meeks Griffin were forced to sell their land after being framed by town leaders for a murder they didn't commit. Okay, well, I mean, this story, even if it's a true one, I mean, it's been in 100 movies about, you know, it's racism, you know, back in the days, you know, good for these brothers for making something of themselves and owning some land. And then, you know, the asshole, racist fucking town folk steal it from them by falsely accusing them of murder and rape. So they're, you know, sent to the electric chair. Okay, but we've seen this in other movies, like not just a few. We've seen this scenario in 100 other fucking movies, but that's fine. 100 years later, the brothers return from the grave to avenge their deaths and stop the town descendants from profiting off the land that was rightly theirs. Okay, well, I mean, we've seen that 1,000 times before, too. So there's nothing new here. There's nothing new. So what should you do if you have a movie idea that really doesn't have anything new in it? Well, okay, and if you're going to base the majority of your movie on conversation, okay, not these two brothers running around killing people. There is that in there, but it's you know, maybe 15% of this film. The rest of it is just conversation. Like, at least have some fucking writing and acting chops to pull it off. And this movie doesn't. And I get it. You know, that this director, you know, maybe he's like new. I checked his history. I think this is maybe one of his first feature-length films that he's done. I understand that, okay, and I get it. And I know producers want to make money, and we all know Uncorked picks up these lower-end style movies and pumps them out. But this is one of the reasons why I don't like this. When you have piles of shit like this movie, like, put it on the internet for free, okay? Put it on Tubi TV for free, okay? But the fact that you force people, well, I guess you don't force anybody, but the fact that you want people to pay for this to watch it, it's mind-boggling to me, because it's not worth paying for. It's a fucking joke. The acting is terrible in this movie. There's scenes in this movie, okay, where there's like a fight scene. And it's like, it's almost looks like it was like a warm-up scene or a precursor to the actual fight scene, where they're just practicing throwing their punches, because you can clearly see by the camera angles that none of the punches connect, or the knees to the stomach, and they're so slowly thrown. It's like, what the fuck am I watching here? There's a scene in the jailhouse where one of the brothers is in there after he comes back to life, and he's got the one, I think it's the sheriff. It's either the sheriff or the guard, and he's smashing his head against the jail cell, and it's so slow. I'm like, what? Like, this doesn't, like, this, oh my God. Like, it's fucking terrible. I understand with low budget movies like this, you probably only have enough money to do one take or maybe two takes tops, and you have to get through so many pages of script a day. I understand that. But holy fuck. Okay, and this goes back to the acting. If you're an actor in this movie, like, why are you half-assing it? Like, at least work with the fucking director and give him a good scene. Like, you guys, all the actors and actresses in this movie are a fucking joke. And you can come at me in the comments section all you want, okay? And I'm going to say this to you, the viewer. Just don't go watch the movie. Just go watch the fucking trailer, okay? And you can see, like, even they couldn't even make the trailer look good because the acting in this movie is so fucking terrible. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I said this before, but did any of you go to acting school? Any of you? Holy fuck. I could get a bunch of my viewers and a couple of my friends together, and we could fucking put a better movie together than this as far as the acting goes. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then the blood. I've said this 1,000 times. In fact, you probably know what I'm going to say even before I say it if you're one of my subscribers. If you have a low budget movie, okay, you have to do, like I said, you have to have a good story. You have to have at least decent acting in it, okay? But if you're going to have gore in it, where these two brothers come back to life, even though they're clearly just a knockoff of like Jason Voorhees or Mike Myers, the way they shamble around and, you know what I mean, like move in slow motion and people can't seem to get away from them. And, you know, when they're coming after these kids, when they kill them, the kids don't try and run away. They just stand there and yell, "Ah!" It's like, you know, and then just one punch, boof, and they're dead. And it's like, but it's even the gore, like what I'm getting at is you have to fucking make it a bloody mess. You do. Something to like suck the audience in and make them go, oh, fuck, that was crazy. Look at that fucking blood, or the eyes popping. Nothing. It's all CGI. If there's any type of effect, gore effect that viewers don't want to see in this style of movie is a fucking CGI blood splatter. Like everything is CGI. Even the wounds on the people are CGI, and they look fucking terrible. And I've said this 100 times before. You can go to any fucking YouTuber, okay, who has a YouTube channel based around special effects. They do better special effects on their YouTube channel for free, explaining to you how to do them, than the people did in this fucking movie with their terrible fucking CGI effects. There's one CGI effect that I'll give them a little bit of credit for, where the one girl gets shot through her abdomen and you can see through the other side. Well, first of all, whoop-de-fucking-do, because we've seen that in a fucking million other movies. But even that looks terrible. It looks terrible and cheap. And I know anyone involved in this movie who wants to come at me say, oh, well, it's budget. Listen, fuck off with the budget, okay? Like, again, and I'm only saying this because I've been doing this long enough to know, and have talked to enough directors and producers and special effects artists to know that you can pull stuff. This movie is nothing special as far as gore, okay? There's nothing crazy in here where they tried to pull something off. And, you know, like they could have easily, okay, on a fucking zero budget, okay? But I guess they just brought in the wrong people. Just like the actors and actresses in this movie. It's like terrible fucking acting, horrendous fucking CGI. So any inkling, like I've said before, of a good story is right out the fucking window. It's horrible, okay? And I'm not going to bloop up like I used to in the, you know, the old days, 100 other movies that are made on a zero budget or a micro budget that are better than this movie. Because you guys already know. If you're a subscriber, then just go back and watch my movies, okay? Like, or my reviews. You can see there is lots of movies out there. In fact, ask me to comment it in the comment section and I'll give you a list. A huge list of fucking low budget movies, first time directors, micro budget movies that have better CGI or practical gore than this movie. And the acting, it's like, oh my God. So anyways, listen, I didn't get into this movie too much other than the points that I picked out. Listen, and don't, I know I've done a couple reviews like this in the past where it's been like a racially toned movie, and people have come at me saying, oh, you just didn't like it because it revolves around racism or black people, or you're a racist. I'm not at all. That's why I didn't touch on that part of it very much, because I don't care about that. Like, I do care about it, but what I'm looking at is the fucking movie. I don't care if someone's black, white, green, yellow. I don't care what color you are, and I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what religion you are, or if you're gay, straight, transgender, an alien. I don't care. All I'm looking at is what's put forth in front of me as far as the movie goes, and the production value and the acting. And it's fucking horrendous in this movie. So the fact that it revolves around two black brothers that were wrongfully accused and convicted and killed, I mean, again, I've said there's an inkling of something in this movie with the story, and that is it. But unfortunately, the lack of budget just snuffed it all away. But then on top of it, the budget is one thing, okay, and I've already spoken about that. But on top of it, the horrendous fucking acting in this movie, and the CGI, the terrible CGI effects that go along with it. Oh, I can't believe there's an audience for this stuff. Like, I don't know how Uncorked and Asylum stay in business. I honestly do not. I know they don't put fuck all as far as money into the movies, and it shows, but like, if you're involved in something like this, why would you want to attach your name to it? Like, I know it probably looked good when you were reading the script, but the final product is, oh. And I know it's budget, but again, I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of low budget movies to know that it can be done. So, anyways, listen, go watch this movie so you can see that I'm not over exaggerating. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe you'll come back and say, this guy's full of shit. The acting in this movie's fucking great. It was the best movie I've ever seen. Hey, and if it was to you, then that's great. Good for you. But no, it's not. Oh, it had the potential. But anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm out of control. So anyways, I'm going to stop there. Go watch this movie. Go rent it, please. Then you can see what exactly I'm fucking talking about. And then come back here and let me know what you guys thought of it. It's out now. Well, just go watch the trailer. Go watch the trailer. That should be good enough. So you can see what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyways, guys, okay, I'm done. Yeah, so stay scared. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I'm out.